Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Kato, tonne no. Vedä se. Onpa vaikeet. Tuo ja tuohon ja... Kiis. Ilmoittaudun mukaan e-hockey SM-kisoihin. 1-1 tai 6-6 joukkuekisa. Nää se oli ihan nättiä niinku oikeesti pelattu.
Welcome back, ECL fans. My name is Reader, and I'm happy to join you guys with day 2 of the ECL Lite Finals. Today, we will be continuing the series between the HEXA eSports hockey team and the Bonebreakers team. Bonebreakers came out with a 2-1 advantage after yesterday. Now they come in today feeling a little bit confident. HEXA eSports, not so much. They got a little bit of catching up to. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about how both of these teams got here. Let's have a look at this bracket. Since the quarterfinals, the Bonebreakers have been rolling over teams. The Finnish Roosters could only take one game off of them. Almost Famous couldn't take a single one. That was a sweep from the Bonebreakers, and that's how they've reached the finals. HEXA eSports had a sweep in the quarters, but a little bit of a closer game in the semifinals. HEXA eSports toppling Neptune Hockey 4-2. Neptune would go on to win the bronze medal match. They are the verified third place team. And now we just need to decide a winner. Going on to the team matchup, we got these two teams very, very close statistically. 73 goals for HEXA eSports, 75 for the Bonebreakers. Goals against just a little bit more for the Bonebreakers, but that power play percentage is what's given the Bonebreakers this advantage so far. Still a good penalty kill out of HEXA could save them if they do find themselves in the box, but that record is very, very close. The only difference in these teams' wins is yesterday's games. They entered tied at 13 apiece going into yesterday. Coming out today, of course, Bonebreakers has that one win advantage. The team matchup, both these teams' rosters should look the same as yesterday's, as we will hop right back into this series. Of course, Bobby on the left wing for the Bonebreakers, Valet in center, all up Kakez. Right wing, Bob Capitano on the right defense, and the left defense, the Wicks. Ronsu in net for the Bonebreakers. Now for HEXA, CMB in the center, Adriff on the left wing, Mosey on the right, Tromi on the right defense, and Thomas in left. X-Neo will round out that roster in net. So both these teams have good rosters, great rosters. They played so well as we match these players up. In the center position, CMB and Valet. Games played both equal 21, but that goals for, I mean, what a center Valet has been this season. 24 goals for. Great assists, though. Good playmaker, CMB. Knows how to get that puck in front of the net, but overall points does go to Valet. Face-off percentage is in favor of CMB. We all know how much face-off percentage matters, especially in playoff games. You need that puck possession if you want to take that puck in the offensive zone and get something happening in front of the net. Now, moving on to the right wingers and the left wingers, as all of these players have the same amount of games played, but the points get rounded out by Bobby with 52 leading the pack. 27 assists with 25 goals, 83 hits. And that's why they call them the Bonebreakers. These guys play a physical game of hockey, and Bobby is the one leading the way in that department. 76 shots as well. He really likes to get that puck on net, but nobody likes to get the puck on net more than Adriff. 99 shots on goal this season. And I mean, when this guy gets the puck in front of the net, he shoots. And that's for sure. Move on to our defensive pairings. Defense is the most important moving into the latter part of a best of 7. If you have a good defensive pairing, you can feel confident in your own zone. 64 hits for Tromi. But on the other side of things, 106 hits from the Wicks. The primary method of defense from the Bone Breakers is hits. That's how they get the puck off their opponents the majority of the time. And no huge goal scorers out of the defenders. 3 goals for the Wicks, 3 goals for Tromi. They leave that up to the forwards, but a good amount of assists from both the defensemen for HEXA. 24 assists each. Which is really, really good at the defensemen. They're very good at breaking out of the zone, and that means HEXA like scoring off of the rush. Now, both these teams have relatively equal statistics, not just individual stats, but as a teams they have good stats. And of course, we cannot forget about the goaltenders. The save percentage is nearly identical. The goals against average is favored by only 0.10% towards X-Neo. And that shutout, of course, one more shutout for X-Neo. Good record out of Ronsu, however. So even when it boils down to the goalies, these two teams look very, very even. And we're expecting an exciting finish to this series. There's not really one thing or another that separates these teams when we just look at the numbers. So, of course, we're going to have to wait for Game 4 when that gets started. To, of course, see the difference in the play. We know a few things. Obviously, the Bone Breakers like hits. The defensemen for HEXA have great ability to move the puck. But I cannot tell you which team is going to come out on top here. Of course, the Bone Breakers have that advantage. Now, the prize pool, what these players are fighting for is about a €200 difference. First place team, whoever comes out on top this series, is getting that famed $900, and the second place team, whoever loses this series, is going to walk away with only €700. So there's €200 to play for here, and you could tell by the way they were playing yesterday that both these teams want this very, very bad. And of course, getting that number 1 spot will forever solidify you as a champion in the ECL Lite division. So really, really a lot to fight for both of these teams. It looks like we are still waiting for these teams to lobby up as of right now. Of course, we want to mention our sponsor, Couvalant Lakritsi. And of course, we want to remind you, you guys can sign up for the eHockey Finnish Championships. Signups are open if you go to the website. So they have the 1v1 variant and, of course, the 6v6 variant as well. And if we look at the seeds of this team, Bone Breakers are technically seeded second over HEXA eSports. Of course, as we just look at the numbers, it's very, very similar to each other. And that seed isn't really good for much except for hosting. Of course, HEXA eSports gets their home games hosted in Germany, whereas the Bone Breakers gets theirs hosted in Finland. So of course, there is a little bit of an advantage to playing at home, other than, of course, the crowd cheering for you when you score. As is that host of you to be able to play on your server, it's a little bit smoother rather than for your opponents. So, of course, we'll see if that comes into play at all when we get into Game 4. But I'm very, very excited to get this started. If you were able to join us yesterday, we had a little bit of back and forth from these teams in the first 3 games. The Bone Breakers took the first game 6-1 pretty easily for the Bone Breakers, but HEXA comes back from a 3-0 deficit in the second period. They start scoring again, and they end up finishing that second game 6-3. So an excellent comeback from HEXA. We know that they have the ability to score more than 5 goals in one game. Not only just in one game, they didn't score in that first half of the game. So to come back from that kind of deficit, very big for HEXA. And knowing that you can do that makes you more confident when you're at a deficit. But the Bone Breakers in that third game, the final game that was played yesterday, was taken by them, not necessarily handily, but still well enough to get that point up in the series. So, I mean, Game 4 is really anybody's game. We know these two teams are very, very tight. So, I think it's going to be a good one and mid-scoring, as neither of these teams eclipsed 10 goals in a single game. Now we're in lobby. Finally, the Bone Breakers and HEXA eSports get to choose their class their player types going into the next game. Things should be relatively similar from yesterday, although both these teams, you know, one of the advantages from having this day off on both sides is, or I guess the stretch where these teams don't play each other in the middle of a series, is they can go back and they can watch that VOD and they can say, hey, like, these are the changes we have to make. And if I'm HEXA eSports, I really want to make sure that I am getting every advantage I can from the VOD from yesterday, making sure that we can have every advantage possible. Of course, yes, please sign up for the eHockey Finnish Championships 1v1 and 6v6 variants. Gonna be a very, very fun tournament, of course. Looks like both these players, or both these teams, all these players are ready to get underway in Game 4 ECL Lite Championships. I'm excited. We're nearly ready to get started, and I mean, both these teams are as well. I'm fairly certain the Bone Breakers are going to get home ice here in Game 4. No, it's HEXA eSports get home ice, so this game is being hosted in Finland. Face-off won by HEXA eSports. They mucked that first pass up a little bit. Tromi picks it up. He's going to move this one forward to Adrif. This one gets taken deep behind the net. Lots of players behind the net here. That wraparound attempt is stopped. It gets passed up to Tromi. He could have a shot. He had a little bit of space there, but he's looking for the pass. That one's down to Emozi. Picked up. Finally, it's broken up. Bobby gets the pass from his defenseman. He's moving forward. And this one's stumped in. Valet True's trying to sauce that one in front. It gets broken up, and Adrif will take this one all the way down the ice as tries to have that cross-ice pass in front of the net, but it does get picked up by Wicks. A little bit of pressure on him at the blue line, but he's able to get it back to Valet. That puck is left and nearly picked up by HEXA eSports in front of the net, but the Bone Breakers are able to pick this one back up. Big hit along the wall, and that's a turnover. Tom is trying to take the other way. Big neutral zone game for both these teams in the first 5 minutes of in-game time. Adrif gets the puck stripped from him by Bobby. He's able to get it back, but he's going to send it just to the other side of the ice, regrouping the Bone Breakers. Cross the red line now. They stay onside as Bobby's trying to move this one forward, but he gets poked and then hit, and that's going to be turned over. CMB's taking the puck. He gets hit, and this has been a very physical game. Another hit in the low corner, making sure that HEXA eSports does not get that possession deep in the zone. Now Bobby behind the net. He's able to put the moves on one defender, but he can't get by the next one as Emozi's going to pick it up and try to carry it. He gets hit. CMB picks it up. Pass in front gets blocked up. That could have been a great opportunity. Good defensive play by both these teams. You can see 4 HEXA players are defending the Bone Breakers coming into the zone. That's an excellent trap. It's a deep trap as HEXA's not letting anything by. And another, Bone Breakers turnover at the blue line again. Neither of these teams can get the pressure going in the offensive zone so far. This one gets tagged to the point. Lots of passes available. 3 players to the point. That one's tipped in front, still saved. Thomas picks it up behind the net, trying to move that one forward, but he gets poked. CMB still able to pick it up. That could have been an ugly turnover. And HEXA can't take it very far past the blue line before the Wicks takes it the other way. Bobby trying to put the moves on. He loses the puck mid-shot. Bobby again along the wall. That one tries to get to the point, but is broken up. Still possession stays for the Bone Breakers. That's a trip. That's very clearly a trip, and it looks like the AI catches it. So we're going to have a power play for the Bone Breakers, and we know that their power play percentage is really, really good, but we also know that HEXA has a great penalty kill. You got to be careful when you're hitting that poke check. You cannot be behind that player. You will get called for tripping. And face off in the offensive zone for the Bone Breakers. They're going to get the opportunity to set something up. Face off does go in the favor of the Bone Breakers, but the pass goes errant. And they're going to have to regroup in their own zone. HEXA's not going to pressure deep. Valet gets the puck to him. He's trying to move this up the center of the ice. He gets a little bit of room and gets it to Capitano. Back to Valet. The Wicks at the point, looking for a shot. The tip was there, and the rebound comes out to a Bone Breakers player, and he'll net it. The first goal of today goes to the Bone Breakers. And they'll start with a 1-0 lead on the power play, capitalizing on that power play opportunity. They've got that amazing power play percentage, and this all starts at the point. The Bone Breakers don't do anything behind the net. That one gets tossed in front. I mean, this is really a garbage goal. Really, really well done by the Bone Breakers. They waste no time on the power play, and they net one. HEXA down 1. Face off 1. Thomas up to CMB. That one's just onside. Amozy keeps this one deep, but he's got a lot of pressure, looking like a wraparound, but he tried to sauce it in front, and Valet picks that one up and causes a turnover. Bobby drives the net. That still stopped, but it trickles near the post. Lucky for that one to stay out as HEXA is able to recover the puck. Brought into the offensive zone. Thomas on the point, looking shot, passes, slap shot, blocked 4 Bone Breaker players in front of that one, and Bobby's going to carry this one out. He's got a lot of options, but he can't find a teammate as he'll launch it back into his own end. Wicks picks it up, and the Bone Breakers are going to restart and try again. Back to the Wicks. Moving it forward, Bobby along the outside, looking for the pass in front, but he can't find any openings. I think we're having another penalty here. This is the second penalty taken by HEXA in the first period. And they're going to be on the penalty kill again. The Bone Breakers scored early in their last power play. There's only about a minute left. And if you had the choice, you would want a period to split up your penalty kill. But considering how fast the Bone Breakers scored on their last one, I don't think that that's going to save HEXA. Face off won by the Bone Breakers. Pass in front, Valley scores. And it's just even quicker this time. It's just 1 second, if that, into the power play. Right off the face-off, it gets sauced in front. Valet is wide open. He gets that stick to the right side, and there is no defender. He gets to the offside of the goalie. And we'll watch this again. And, of course, face-off's won, not to the defenseman. It's picked up by the winger and passed right back to the centerman, driving the net. Valet nets it, makes no mistake. And now we have a 2-0 game for the Bone Breakers. And HEXA's really got to stop taking those penalties. Adriff tries a shot. It gets blocked. Still, CMB is able to pick this one up. Looking for something in front. I mean, it's just luck you're looking for when there's that many defenders in front of the net. This one's actually going to get frozen because of the pressure. So the Bone Breakers are going to have a defensive zone face-off. Face-off percentage has been relatively even so far in the first period, but as it winds down, we're going to go to intermission. The Wix is going to hold on to it till that buzzer sounds. 2-0 after 1 for the Bone Breakers. Play of the period. It's going to be a hit. It's what the Bone Breakers are named after. They've really put the body on HEXA, and they've allowed nothing early in this game offensively for HEXA. Four shots on that offensive time in favor of the Bone Breakers. Attributed probably to those power plays, even though they didn't last that long. It's almost a minute in favor of the Bone Breakers. Of course, face-off percentage and that power play. 2 for 2, the Bone Breakers early on. Heading into the second period, HEXA has had a lot to think about. Need to get something offensive going. They've been stopped at the blue line, turning that puck over too many times. As I say that, they just do it there. The Wix picks it up. There's too many defenders for that pass. Valet sending it back to his defenseman. Bone Breakers are looking for something better. Good trap here by HEXA. Great defensive team. That one's going to get tossed down to the other end, but the beating out the icing is the Bone Breakers. Good dump and chase. Bobby held up along the wall. Turnovers forced. Adriff nearly turns it over with that pass at CMZ. Takes it into the zone, and that one's going to get stripped. Bobby the other way. Gives up to Amozy. Ooh, dangerous pass again. CMB, though, using all of his boost, and he gets hit along the wall. Great timing on that hit. It is hard enough to give up the puck. Now, Adriff picks up this puck behind the net, and the poke check will send this puck flying down to the other end. Thomas picks it up, and here's another try for HEXA. Good possession for HEXA so far in this period. They're going to turn it over at the blue line once again. And that's going to be called offside at the line. The face-off is going to come outside. .45 still remaining in the second period. Still very early in this game. A 2-goal advantage may not be enough here for the Bone Breakers. They can't take the foot off the gas. Up to Valet. That's another offside call just early. The Bone Breakers have been over that line. Face off one by the Bone Breakers, but Adrift is going to strip that puck in the commotion. The Wicks is able to pick it up. Up to Bobby. This is a 2-on-1. He goes for the shot. It hits the goalie square in the chest. And the rebound's picked up. Thomas now up to Adrift. Capitano is going to take that puck from him with good positioning. He's going to send it to Bobby. Valet gets the puck stripped off of him. A little bit of a suicide pass. And this is going to be a penalty on HEXA. Another tripping call. The third penalty they've taken so far in this game. The Bone Breakers are 2 for 2. Yeah, that one's I feel like that could have gone either way, but that player was just to his back, so the poke check will result in a trip. Face-off won by the Bone Breakers. Looking for another quick execution on the power play. Up at the point. Looking to give the puck off. The Wicks back up to the point. The pass misses. And the Bone Breakers are going to collect themselves in their own end. 4 players at the red line for HEXA. Backing up, trying to create a trap. Lots of players in the area, but the puck's able to be tossed down to Capitano. Valet picks it up in the back corner. Not a lot of room here, but Bobby picks up the puck in front of the net. Looking for the shot. Goes off the right pad. And back in the corner, Valet picks up this puck, trying to pass to the player in front who is tied up. And there's a fight for the puck in the bottom corner. Bobby picks up an interception, and he's got a chance here. He's going to back up towards that, protecting the puck, but it does get stripped from him. And that penalty is going to end. Bone Breakers can't capitalize on their third penalty. It looks like play has stopped for an offside call. Face off one by HEXA, tied up at the dot. Adrift not looking at a whole ton of room. He's got his point man, but he's going to look for a winger. And still nothing held offensively for HEXA. They can't get anything done in the offensive zone, which puts them back on D. Good hit, though. CMB picks it up, and Tromi going to try to take this one the other way, all the way up to Adrift. Amozy might be on a break here. He can't get by the defender, and the pass gets cut off. Valet off the boards up ahead. This is becoming a back-and-forth game behind the net. Bobby, not a lot of stamina. He gets hit. The Wicks on the puck now. He's going to ring it around. Bobby again with the puck, backing it up off the post, and will fall behind the net. Another one in front, but he chooses the wrong side of the net, and the Bone Breakers get shut off that one. A little bit of stroke of luck there for HEXA, but they keep the lead to just 2 for the Bone Breakers. Now deep in the Bone Breakers zone. It's picked up by CMB. He keeps that puck somehow. The defender's going to pinch for this one. He hits that player, leaving Adrift with the puck in front for CMB. Across, big save. Amozy could not net that one, and this puck goes the other way. The pass is picked up by Thomas. That could have been a good pass in front to Bone Breaker players, but now the other way, CMB with not a lot of boost. He cannot find his teammate. And again, the ice has opened up. That's a goal. Bobby pass in front to him, and we will have a third goal for the Bone Breakers. You could smell a goal coming, but you couldn't tell from which team. And it comes to the head for the Bone Breakers, 3-0 now. They recover the puck off the rush from HEXA, who couldn't get a good shot on, and it's a 3-on-2, and they just overpower with numbers. Every teammate in the zone for the Bone Breakers touched that puck before it went in. But this game has definitely opened up. In the first period, we saw a lot of defensive efforts, turnovers at the blue line. But now it seems like the Bone Breakers have cracked the code. They've been able to get into the zone pretty consistently, but so has HEXA. They just haven't been able to reflect it on the scoreboard. Tromi across to Thomas. That slap shot is blocked. And the puck will escape the zone. Picked up by Bobby. He gets hit. It's going to get recovered. And looks like HEXA's going to try to waste no time to get a last puck on net. But that is the end of the second period. It's now 3-0 for the Bone Breakers. And another play of the game is going to go to the Bone Breakers, and it's going to be the goal that was just scored. The 3-on-2, the only goal scored this period. It doesn't get much better than that. When you have a 3-on-2, when you have that odd man rush, you want to be able to do as much as you can with it, and the Bone Breakers made no mistake. 2 goals off the power play. 1 goal off of an odd man rush. HEXA has only had a few opportunities on goal. Right into the third period. There is a tall task at hand for HEXA. Yesterday, they were able to come back from a 3-0 deficit in the last half of the game. And they're hoping to be able to do the same thing here to keep this series tied. Going down by 2 games would put them in a do-or-die position, and they're able to net one right off the bat. Look at that. That one's just a straight shot. No pass in front needed. It's just a snipe. Looking pass, sells it, shoots, and he scores. HEXA on the board, finally. 3-1 the score now. And lots of opportunity. 2 goals is not a huge lead in NHL 24. Face-off won by HEXA. Tromi's going to set up CMB. They're in the zone. Back up to Tromi. He's looking for a pass here, but he's along the boards. He's kind of pinned up. Adrift becomes his target. Thomas tries to send that one on net. Too much commotion in front. It gets blocked. Still not able to get out of their own zone. The Bone Breakers in a little bit of danger. Adrift over Mosey, and that was labeled. Still, it gets saved. Picked up the puck in the bottom of the zone. HEXA still has an opportunity here. Tromi with a little bit of spin move. And he gets stripped because of it. Maybe a little too fancy as the 2-on-1 the other way. Bobby does it himself. Bone Breakers get that goal right back. Great move, too. Bobby's been putting on the moves all game long. And this one works out for sure. Good shot, hard shot for the goalie to save with all that movement across the hash marks. 4-1. The Bone Breakers have now regained their 3-goal lead. HEXA wins the faceoff. Tromi down to Amozy. Bobby picks that off of them. And it gets turned over the other way again. CMB looking for another way in the zone, but it's just not timed properly. And that will be called offside of a faceoff outside of the Bone Breakers zone. Adrift across the zone. That one stays onside. Valet picks that pass. He's going to slap it down the ice. It actually finds a player. It's a 2-on-1. Pad save. Keeps that one out. Another chance for Bobby. Another chance for Bobby. And it goes in. The goalie trying to cover the puck up sends it over the line. And you could barely see it cross in. But the Bone Breakers were really knocking at the door here. Behind the net, in front, 2 or 3 times before it finally squeezes by. Yeah, I'm just curious to see. Yeah, it's the goalie's stick that puts it in the net, and I don't even know if that's the fault of the goalie. That could just be an accident. But that gives the Bone Breakers a 4-goal lead, their first 4-goal lead this game. Amozy deep carrying it. He gets checked. And the puck goes the other way. Pass picked off CMB. He gets hit. We're playing some neutral zone hockey. For a few moments here, lots of turnovers going back and forth. Bonebreaker's trying to carry it in the zone. The Wix crosses that line. He sends it down. Valet has it deep. There's a player in front, but he's covered. Adrift cuts that pass off. And Emozi streaks the other way. Off the rush, HEXA looking to get something done. He's able to sauce it over to Adrift, who sends it back to the point. Big slap shot from the point. No tip in front as it misses. Cross crease pass that gets picked off at the last possible moment. And this will be a turnover. Oh, the pass to the open player on the rush does not find its target. And this should be icing on HEXA. So they're going to have a defensive zone faceoff. 5-1 in the third period. Face-off won by the Bonebreakers. This could be a chance. Well done by HEXA to keep that one away from the slot. Look, 3 players right now and 2 of them behind the net for HEXA. They really are defending this slot. That's where the Bonebreakers get their work done. Oh, great behind the back pass, but Valet can't hold on to the puck. Valet in front. Oh, he might have had a shot there, but he elected for the pass. As HEXA was a little bit everywhere. That pressure building as HEXA can't get it out of their own zone. Emozi has a chance with the puck now, but all of his forwards are covered. Bobby intercepts a pass, but the hit does allow them to send the Bonebreakers in their own end. Wix takes a pass from his defensive partner. Valet carries it into the zone. Hit turns that puck over. And HEXA gets another chance here. 3-on-3. Thomas with a little bit of open space, but not for long as he gets stripped off, and Valet does not have any boost. And he gets clobbered in the middle of the zone. He's going to give it right back. Another hit that misses gives Emozi some space. That one was nearly a shot, but it was poke checked away in the slot. This one's going to get slapped in the ice. Bonebreakers feeling the pressure. Going to ice that puck for a little bit of a breather. As again, you know, we have a little bit of those defensive battles in the neutral zone. Puck gets turned over a bunch. Look at that double hit. Holy smokes. But then the game just opens up. And we have rushes going both ways. These teams are very, very good at breaking out of their own zone when the momentum rises. It's just the Bonebreakers have been the team to capitalize on it. Ooh, that one nearly squeaks under. We'll have another face-off in the Bonebreakers end. Good face-off wins here by HEXA late in this game, but they have a lot of work to do to bring this back. 2 minutes left in in-game time. The Wake's looking to send it ahead. Not a whole ton of time left. Bonebreakers may only have 1 or 2 more opportunities. Bobby picks up that puck that was blocked in front. He gets mobbed by 4 or 5 HEXA players. And they're going to pick up possession. Looking for 4 goals. Or at least to close out the score before this game ends. Valet picks up this puck. With 23 seconds left, Bonebreakers are just looking to hold on to possession. Tromi up to Adrift, back to Tromi in the neutral zone. Thomas picks it up and look, he streaks down, tries to pass this one in front. CMB gets a chance, and that one's blocked. A little bit of a last-ditch effort here from HEXA with 5 seconds on the clock. Bobby slaps it down. He hits his own player in the back of the leg, but that will run out the clock nevertheless. Game 4 going to the Bonebreakers by a score of 5-1. That makes the series score 3-1. They are 1 game away from taking home this championship and €900 along with it. The play of the game, of course, going to the Bonebreakers. It's going to be that final goal by Bobby that just sneaks in that left side post. Excellent game by the Bonebreakers. HEXA's really got a lot to do on offense. The Bonebreakers have an excellent ability to speed up the game, and HEXA can't keep up when they're in their own end. The turnovers mounting in favor of the Bonebreakers nearly all game as they played well enough on defense. But what really nailed HEXA in the coffin early in that game was the power plays. They gave up too many penalties, which gave the Bonebreakers that early lead. great game out of the Bone Breakers, commanding victory 5-1. HEXA could only net one, and they looked powerful. HEXA looked strong out of the gate in the third period, but they couldn't get anything done as the response from the Bone Breakers was very, very swift. And what else was swift was their power play goals. 2 power play goals, both of them happening within the first 15 seconds. The second one particularly happening within 1 second of that power play. So it's clear that HEXA needs to ease up on the penalties because it's costing them hugely in the score. So the other big thing for HEXA is that they haven't been able to get anything going offensively. They've had some good rushes, but they haven't had any good offensive zone time, which the Bone Breakers have had plenty of. And along with it, plenty of goals. 3-1 so far in this best of 7. We're going all the way to the finish, and we're going to come back with match 5. We're going to do a quick break. We'll be back in just a bit.
Kato, tonne no. Vedä se. Onpa vaikea. Suoja tuohon ja kiis. Ilmoittaudun mukaan e-hockey SM-kisoihin. 1 vastaan 1 tai 6 vastaan 6 joukkuekisa. Tää olisi ollut ihan nättiä niin oikeesti pelattu.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Kato, tonne no. Vedä se. Onpa vaikea. Suoja tuohon ja kiis. Ilmoittaudu mukaan e-hockey SM-kisoihin. 1 vastaan 1 tai 6 vastaan 6 joukkuekisa. Tää se oli ihan nättiä niinku oikeesti pelattu.
Welcome back. The next game, game number 5, is about to get underway here. The Bonebreakers have a pretty commanding series lead. It's 3-1 for them, and HEXA eSports is with their backs on the wall coming up these next few games, which could only be one game. Bonebreakers just needing one. Of course, I want to remind you all the finals for ECL Elite, the European Championship, is going to get underway on Friday. 7 games. The H-Reds and Tunnel Vision going up against each other. That is going to be an excellent matchup. Make sure you're there to watch that one. But back to our competition, ECL Lite, game number 5. One that the Bonebreakers could put this series away with is now underway. Big hit now. Emosi trying to take this one into the zone. The faceoff was won by the Bonebreakers. Now Bobby is able to get that puck back in his hands. He's got some options in front, but he elects to do it himself. He gets stopped on the right side post. Valet picks it up down to Bobby, trying to give it back to Valet, but it gets intercepted. CMB picks up this puck. He's that sends a cross-ice pass. They'll send this one forward. Thomas might have a chance here to put it in front. Puck escapes that player in the slot, and Mosey gets that puck back on the hash mark. Slap shot from the point gets directed wide, and the Bonebreakers will pick this one up and take it the other way. Intercepted, and HEXA early in this game with the most possession, but these teams are turning the puck over more or less to the blue line. That dump in is going to be called icing, and we will have an offensive zone face-off for HEXA. Good battle in the first part of this game. HEXA, you can see there's some urgency in the way that they're playing. Face-off won here by the Bonebreakers. It does squeak out to their defenseman. The Wicks send it to Capitana. Up to Valet. Quick passes results in a turnover, but they're able to get this puck back. Valet is going to give it back to Wicks, his defender. And they're going to try this rush again. Lots of defense, but good pass. And that one's dragged into the slot and put in the net. The Bonebreakers with the opening goal pretty early on. Excellent pass, an excellent goal, as only 2 players were involved in that one. The Wicks sends that one up, and it gets slotted top right corner with a great move in front of the net. The Bonebreakers taking their lead. HEXA looking to respond, but they win that faceoff. They can't keep it for long. Bobby to the Wicks. That gets blocked in front of Mosey. Picks this puck back up for HEXA, and it'll get sent the other way. Wicks intercepting a pass in his own end. Trying to move this one forward. Valet picks up the puck. I think that one was labeled for a winger, but nonetheless, it does get turned over. Bobby picks this puck up, trying to streak towards the net. It's loose in front, picked up by the defender. And HEXA in a dangerous situation, able to come away. Poke check at the blue line. CMB still picks this one up. And that nearly gets put left side corner, but it's a great save that stops that one. A slap shot sent up and goal again by the Bonebreakers. Wow. That slap shot pass, that slap pass we've seen twice. We saw twice in the last game, and it's worked here too. This is the first time we've seen a goal directly come of it. But to beat out that icing, pick up the puck, and score, and you know, when a defender lines up, the HEXA defender doesn't back up enough to go retrieve that puck. Of course, on the off foot, it does take a slight animation before you can start accelerating when you pivot from backwards to forwards, and that's exactly what the Bonebreakers are capitalizing on. Face-off won by the Bonebreakers. It's taken into the slot and covered 2-0 now for the Bone Breakers. Looking to put this series away. They really just need to win this game. They've got a 2-goal lead now, and they're just looking to add to it. 2-goal lead in the first half of the first period. Rush broken up by the Bone Breakers after a face-off win from HEXA. The Wicks to Bobby. Trying to send that one forward, but he can't get it quite to his intended target. Poke check there to try to keep this offense going, but this one gets sent up to Bobby, who's got a breakaway. Now he's able to defeat the defender, but it rings off the post, and the second attempt gets intercepted. Still, Bone Breakers are able to regain possession. You can see this rush now starting for the Bone Breakers. A little bit of a move there, pass in front. Bobby can't net it. He picks up the puck again. 3 forwards there, but the poke check's enough to find him. Point shot hits a defender and recovered by HEXA. Wicks down to Valet. A lot of these backward passes from defenders to forwards to create that momentum for the rush. Seems to be working effectively for the Bone Breakers. They're not giving up too many turnovers at the blue line, but HEXA is playing a strong enough defense usually to be able to turn that puck over. But this is a 3-on-2 here. So much advantage. The back checkers are now here. And Mosey's able to pick that puck, send it the other way. Back to the point. HEXA doesn't like to send that pass in the slot, or they can't. They usually send that puck back up to the point, but Tromi, he's got a shot. It's a weak one. The Wicks just recovers it. Now Bobby on a 2-on-2. Trying to get, he's looking pass, but he gets poke check for he can do it. Valley picks it up. The pass hits the goalie, and he's not able to recover it, but he will cover it the second time. All 3 Bone Breakers players pressuring for that faceoff. They're going to get that offensive zone faceoff. Pass percentage in favor of the Bone Breakers. Just over 80%. HEXA's not too far behind. That's going to be the end of our first period. Play the period. 2 goals for the Bone Breakers. That slap pass off the far boards is just perfect. Doesn't get very much better than that. Next, the defender just not able to keep up with the speed class forward. I would not be surprised to see the Bone Breakers run that play again. It was very effective the first time, but it's not like the Bone Breakers have had too much trouble getting through the neutral zone. 6 shots total for the Bone Breakers. HEXA's only had 2 so far. Have a look at the replays of that first period. Excellent first goal. That started from a pass from the Wicks. It just carried in. No defender able to get a stick on that puck. And of course, the second goal, not similar whatsoever. But both pucks were slotted top shelf in that first period. Still, anybody's game. 2-goal lead may not be enough to take it home, although it would have been last game. HEXA was just held to 1. The Bone Breakers on every corner of the ice have been better on last game and so far in this game. The Wicks going to win that face-off, but offside is called. We're going to have another face-off outside of the HEXA zone. Looking for another face-off win. The Bone Breakers aren't able to get it. HEXA picks that puck up. Tromi's going to send it. Thomas is going to go on a little bit of a rush. He gets stopped up, and that hit comes a little bit late, it seemed. But HEXA is able to maintain control. Just nothing. Bone Breakers are pressuring every player with the puck. CMB in front. Nearly able to get a shot off. Another shot gets on net. It will be covered. Face off in the Bone Breakers zone. That one nearly slides in. Look at that. It is loose under that goalie for too long. That would have been just a poke check. You can see somebody went for it. A little bit of luck there for the Bone Breakers. Good to see HEXA get some offense going. Face off one by HEXA, back to the point. Thomas gonna go for the shot. It hits the shin pads of a forward, Bobby, and he picks up the puck. It's a 1-on-2. And Bobby's gonna try again to tuck that one right post. He's not so lucky. Big hit along the boards causes a turnover. And the Bonebreakers are able to get it out of their own end. The Wicks forward to Bobby, back to Valet, looking for a shot, but he can't find one. Bobby behind the net, sends it in front. That one goes wide, but the second attempt, Bobby finds the short side. Look at this. The pass comes from behind the net, but against the grain. Excellent goal. Understanding the goalie's positioning and choosing your pass based off of that. Behind the net is such a dangerous area. He had 2 wingers available to him. He chose Bobby, and Bobby scores. It's a 3-0 game now for the Bonebreakers. And they are currently just a period and a bit away from winning the championship. Valet gets it deep after a face-off win. He finds Bobby in the right corner. Mosey's going to break that one up, and Bobby picks up again down to Valet. Looking for a pass. He got to do something with this puck. Bobby's able to take that one after the corner. He leaves that one in front, and Neo is going to freeze this puck as HEXA is going to line up for another face-off in their own end. No penalties taken so far by HEXA. They had 3 last game, 2 of them which they were scored on, but they've stayed out of the box so far, but it hasn't done them much good. Bobby sends that puck to Valet after he gets pinned up. The Wicks to the point. Shot on over. That slips through. Valet gets the tip in front of the net. And that is 4-0 now for the Bonebreakers. Shots from the point. We haven't seen any goals go in from them today, but we just did. Great tip in front, short side, and it's 4-0. Face-off won by HEXA. They need to start chipping away at this lead. The pace of this game needs to change. An opportunity that gets sent to the corner. Wicks picks it up, and here's the Bonebreakers going the other way. That one nearly offside, but stays onside. Amosi sends it forward. That one's poked away. Capitano picks it up and sends it back up. Vallejo, this is a 2-on-0, maybe 1. Oh, spin move. But Blocker sends it wide. Amosi, CMB is a 3-on-2. That gets picked up by Capitano. Poke check in the neutral zone gives Bobby the puck, but he has no stamina left. He's got to send that one away. Big hit now, but still picked up by Bobby, who's recovering. And this puck will get turned over. Trying to get a point shot. Another shot gets blocked. Pass and shot gets blocked. It's just excellent positioning out of the Bonebreakers. CMB up to Thomas. Looking for another pass on this 3-on-2, 4-on-2. Back checkers have come in. Amosi, oh, he's too late. That could have been a one-timer, and I bet you that would have been a goal. It's just not in his cards. Still HEXA with possession in the offensive zone. Their pressure's starting to build up, but I think we're going to have a penalty called against HEXA, and it's an interference. No, it's against the Bonebreakers. And it's an interference call. I didn't quite catch it, but it's going to give HEXA an opportunity possibly to get back in this game. The penalty kill isn't overly attractive for the Bonebreakers. Definitely not the same as HEXA's penalty kill percentage going into day 2 of this series. But this power play could lead to a change of pace. It's a 4-goal lead HEXA's fighting against. Thomas Atromi tries to put the moves on. This one gets picked up by the Wicks, and he's going on a rush. Short-handed rush. But Amosi, he gets pinned up against the wall, and Amosi gonna send this one the other way. Is this an icing? No, it's not. The Bonebreakers pick up the puck in their own end. Short-handed still. A move put on at the blue line. Another one, and he finally gets hit. And HEXA will restart. Good penalty kill so far. Look at that 4-player trap there. Doesn't quite get the turnover. And HEXA's going to get the chance to get set up Deep corner, Amosi looking for a shot into the front. That penalty is over. Tipped in front, but blocked. As now the Bone Breakers go the other way. Bobby, not a lot of sprint left in him. As he'll turn over the puck. Bobby Capitano. Tromi gets hip checked at the blue line. Bobby picks it back up. He'll send it forward. The Bone Breakers enter the zone. Looking for something. Pass goes errant. And Amosi picks it up. This could be a breakaway. Who comes out with his puck? It hits off the goalie's pad. I think the defender will win it, but Amosi picks that one at CMB in front of the net. And that play evolved very, very quickly. The puck was changing hands many times. There was a race for it back towards his own goalie. The Bone Breakers couldn't quite get that puck back for sure. As hit along the wall, Amosi picks up that pass in front. CMB is just open in that moment. And HEXA gets on the board. 4-1. Still a lot's got to happen for HEXA to come back in this one, but now it's possible. Just a 3-goal difference, and right at the end of this period. CMB maybe with a chance of a shot. He's got to send that one in. Shot goes wide. Just a second left. Amosi pass in front, off a stick and wide. And it looks like we're getting a penalty with 0.1 seconds left on HEXA. What a terrible stroke of luck for HEXA. Great for Bone Breakers. Yeah, just a little bit too much of a shove in front of the net. Trying to create space for that shot, making sure it's not blocked. It was blocked. And the penalty comes from it. And that's the second period. A couple goals, 3 total. 2 for the Bone Breakers and 1 for HEXA in that second period. And the hits are going to be our play of the game. That hip check caused the turnover. And another one deep in his own end. 10 shots, but HEXA's come back with 9 of their own. Shots are relatively equal, but it's that offensive time that really matters. HEXA did have a good amount of time in the offensive zone, but let's have a look back at some of these goals from behind the net back out in front. Was the first goal in that period for the Bone Breakers. The second was from the point. That's an interesting one. It's not just one way the Bone Breakers are scoring. They could score in all different kinds of ways. And HEXA finally nets their first one off of that awkward play in the Bone Breakers zone. Possibly one more period left in this series if HEXA isn't able to score 3 goals and keep the puck out of their own net. On the power play, Bone Breakers start this period. An offside is going to get called. There's a little bit of a miscommunication at the line. Still lots of time, minute 50 in this power play. 16 hits to HEXA's 10 for the Bone Breakers. That's going to make it 17 hits. Doesn't quite cause a turnover. Good face-off win. HEXA's going to try to kill off this penalty as best as they can, sending it down deep in the Bone Breakers zone. Valet receives the puck. He's looking to take this one up the middle. Finds a little bit of space, but runs out and nearly gives that puck up. The Wick's at the point. He's got a lot of options. It's going to go to Bobby. Pad save. Setting the goalie on his butt, but he's able to recover. Oh, great passing in front of the net. Neo, the goaltender for HEXA, will cover it up. Good goaltending there by Neo. At a real time that it matters. Pressure starting to mount though on this power play. 34 seconds left. Face off one back to Capitano. The Wicks down the Bobby to Valet in front. He's forced to take it into the corner. The Wicks looking shot possibly to Capitano, who shoots it off the leg of a HEXA defender. Lots of moves here in front. Knocked wide. Bobby picks up the puck for the Bone Breakers. Thomas is going to strip that from him as the penalty ends, and they're going to relieve the pressure in their own zone. CMB gets hit along the wall, and he's slow to get up. That's going to be a little bit of an advantage here for the Bone Breakers with a 3-on-2. Back checker comes back in time. Valet not seeing very many options along the boards. That's a hit that came from far away. That doesn't turn the puck over quite. Bogey's pick up the puck in their own zone after HEXA gets pressured. That play stays onside. Pass to Bobby, gets broken up. Another good defensive effort from HEXA. Back the other way, shot on, directed wide. They're able to pick it up in the offensive zone. Just no boost left on any of these HEXA forwards. They can't do very much with it, and they take a penalty because of it. All 3 of those forwards from HEXA were low on boost. And they could not get back, and we have a tripping call because of it. The Bone Breakers on a power play yet again. HEXA has only had 1 power play today in the last 2 games. Face off. Won by the Bone Breakers. Bobby looking for a shot. That pass goes wide. It tipped away. And the Bone Breakers will restart. Oh, pass broken up, and it's a breakaway. Goal! Short-handed. HEXA makes this a 2-goal game. Excellent positioning. Takes that pass right away, and it was a straight pass too. Wow. All done. And one-on-one with the goalie, he keeps it simple. 4-2 now. HEXA scores short-handed. Almost necessary, it seems like, with the time that's left on the clock. HEXA still has a chance. Still got to kill off this penalty. Lots of it left. Bone Breakers win the face-off, looking to get that goal back. Nearly do. And an awkward play in front of the net, but it does go wide. Valet up to the Wicks, who gets down low. A little bit of a spinorama wraparound that streaks behind the goalie across the crease. No other player there to pocket that one. The pass forward gets picked off. Bone Breakers get another chance to restart. Last chance in their power play. Big hit at the line, and there's a fight invitation for that one. Penalty now over. HEXA full strength. Still on the defense. Hit at the line. Doesn't quite cause a turnover, but that poke check will. CMB up to Thomas. Looking for a shot. It's knocked wide. Imposey to CMB. Looking for something in the slot, but just can't find anything. Now it's turned over. Bobby gets hit. And this is another turnover. This has been some real pressure by HEXA, but they haven't been able to get anything done. No real opportunities for them since their shorthanded goal. HEXA, when they enter the zone, usually only get about a shot before it's picked up by the defenders and taken back the other way. However, the Bone Breakers are really good at picking up those rebounds and giving themselves a second opportunity in the offensive zone. Play cut off by the Bone Breakers. They'll get the puck back to Wicks. Taking it forward, just 5 minutes and in-game time left in this period. Bobby's looking for something, anything. The Bone Breakers really just want to keep possession to run down this clock. Doesn't seem like they're too interested in putting one in, but they'll give it a go if they have the chance. Bobby loses the puck off of a move. And Thomas, the other way, this could be an odd man rush if they're quick about it. Off the pad, but the rebound is not recovered. And the Bone Breakers are going to take this one out. Pass is cut off. Still picked up in the own end. Thomas sends it wide. A 2-on-3. Pass is inevitably picked off. Time is just running down, and HEXA can't get a good rush going. They can't get set up in their opponent's zone. Hit at the line. I mean, this puck has been turned over maybe 100 times in this third period in that neutral zone. Maybe a rush now for the Bone Breakers. Defense is able to get back in time. Good back check. But it's still slotted in deep, and that hit may be a penalty. Interference call. And HEXA is going to play the remainder of this game on the penalty kill. They need 2 goals, and they need it on the penalty kill. Just another shove that causes an interference call. It's too many penalties from HEXA. And 17 seconds left in the third. Face-off won by Bone Breakers. Maybe looking for one more insurance goal. 10 seconds left. Big save by Neo. Glove save. Possibly the last of the season. And I think that's all she wrote. Shot blocked. And Emozi's going to hold on to this puck. Bone Breakers are your ECL Lite champions. Congratulations to them. It was dominant in this half of the series. Today, they put up all the stops. HEXA had nigh any opportunities. That first day, HEXA was able to take a game off of the Bone Breakers. We thought it was going to be close today, but the Bone Breakers came out and proved that they are definitely the best team in the ECL Lite division. Congratulations. A lot of goals scored by the Bone Breakers today. A lot more than their opponents. HEXA had a total of 3 goals in 2 games. The Bone Breakers nearly had 10. I mentioned earlier, the Bone Breakers scored in many different ways. No 2 goals were the same today from the Bone Breakers. And that's impressive considering how many goals that they had. 16 shots at the end of that game, 13 for HEXA. The time on attack eclipsed 10 minutes in that entire game. Almost 4 minutes more than their opponents. And of course, the penalty minutes. Big story of today, at least. HEXA taking way too many penalties.
Hello.
Of course, that is going to conclude our game coverage. But we do still have an interview coming up, so stay tuned for that. Again, the Bone Breakers are going to win this series by a score of 4-1 in this best of 7. ECL Lite champions are the Bone Breakers, ECL 24, the Winter 24. So we're going to have a look at the bracket. This is the completed bracket. And the Bone Breakers winning those finals, winning every series relatively handily. They never conceded 2 games in a series since the quarterfinals, or since before the quarterfinals. And we'll see the prize pool. HEXA is going to walk away with €700, whereas the champions, the Bone Breakers, are going to walk away with €900 split across 6 players. Really, really well done to them. We extend our congratulations. Let's have a look at the championship roster. All 6 players. It's an excellent series by them. They had a ton of opportunities, ton of offensive time, and of course, we can't forget to mention the amazing defense and goaltending. We talk a lot about Valet. We talk a lot about Bobby putting the moves on in front of the net, scoring all those goals, but Wicks and co, the defenders, did a great job in this series, and especially in these last 2 games. HEXA was shut down. HEXA was trying to get anything they could get at the end of that last game on the rush, and nothing was being given to them. So the defensive core of this team is just as strong as their offensive core, and that's why they're not only being promoted, but they are the champions of the ECL Lite division.
Yeah, hello.
All right, we have an interview. Alu Pekaz from the Bone Breakers, right winger. Welcome. How are you feeling winning the championship?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. That was amazing season for us.
Yeah, 2 goals in that second game. I mean, the first one was pretty. Walk me through that. You just kind of streak into the neutral zone. You take a pass. I mean, what gave you the confidence to go in a slot like that? Like, did you see that play from the neutral zone, or did you kind of take it as it goes?
I know. I just was going for it, so I don't know. I was thinking that we're gonna do this with Bobby So it was like planned situation.
You guys played really, really well in the quarterfinals. You swept the semifinals. Were you expecting a little bit of a closer series come to the finals, or did you know that you guys were going to take this? Were you confident in yourself? Were you confident in your team that you guys were going to take this with such a lead, a 4-1 lead at the end?
Yeah, we was confident before the games. We swept Almost Famous, so we know that we are going to be strong in finals, and we didn't expect that series gonna stop one, but I'm glad we made it.
Yeah, what do you think was the key thing for your team that pushed you, past your opponents? What was the one thing you think that your team was better at, and is the reason why you won this championship?
I don't know. I think our offense was better than HEXA's offense, and our goaltender was amazing in this series. And I don't know. We just played our captain of Capitano series and a long season. It's last season that he's gonna play, and yeah, feels great.
Well, you guys are now promoted, of course, into the ECL Pro Division. Are you guys confident that you guys can compete at the same level as that division? Do you guys feel like you guys are still going to be a top of the board team?
I don't know. We're gonna see that in Pro Division, so I don't know yet. But I think we can perform very good at the Pro Division.
And lastly, of course, what are you and your team gonna do to celebrate? You guys have any championship plans?
I don't know. Maybe with my good friend Bobby, we are going to get some drinks, and of course, where is the pokal? We're gonna celebrate with the pokal we get this one.
Oh, awesome. They already have the trophy. It was express and delivered to them. Thanks, of course, Alex, for hopping on for the interview. Congratulations on your victory. Enjoy that, and good luck with your promotion next season. That's gonna pretty much do it for us on this broadcast today. Just a couple other messages, of course. The Finnish finals, or the Finnish championship for e-hockey. There's 1v1 variants and 66 variants. You can sign up for that now. The ECL Elite Finals are on Friday. Don't forget to check that out. And of course, big thanks to Kuvolan Electricity, our sponsor. But that is, of course, everything for us today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, the finals going the way of the Bone Breakers, the championships of the ECL Lite. My name's Ben Reeder. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. See you later.
Kato. Tonne no. Vedä se. Onpa vaikea. Tuo ja tuohon ja kis. Ilmoittaudun mukaan e-hockey SM-kisoihin. 1-1 tai 6-6 joukkuekisa. Nää se oli ihan nättiä niinku oikeesti pelattu.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.